1, 2. Hey. Ha. Hopefully it works. Well, maybe not. If it doesn't, I need to figure out why. Hey, Pitbull, can you hear me or not? Do you hear anything or no? Okay, good. 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 Because I had some issues before with the sound. Okay, great. What a nightmare. Just a pure freaking nightmare. I don't even know what the heck happened. Ghost Lord. That's nice, Seth. Anyway, okay, good. All I need to do this. Okay. Yeah. Now I have to do something else. Now, make sure that good evening, John. Just you guys hear me, right? I just want to make sure. Yeah, who knows what the spirits want. Oh, well, I'm just glad that it's working. Sorry about it going out, but I had no idea why. I got to probably start using OBS again because I don't like not having control of this with YouTube. YouTube just, does it its own way or something. Call Ogun. He fixes tech issues. Yeah, I need to use OBS because I feel that I'm being limited to that. And plus, I shared some stuff on some forums, and now they're going to be clicking it, and it's going to be going to the wrong freaking link, which sucks. Anyway, so how is everybody? How are you guys all doing? Hold on, I gotta figure this out. There we go. So, how is everyone? Oh, that's great. That's great. Publish a second book about hell. I like working with hell. I think hell is great. Very peaceful. Patrick, no, I don't really have any headaches. I mean, I suffer from migraines, but I don't usually have any headaches after. But I could believe that could happen because you're moving with constant energy. So that makes a lot of sense of why that would happen. The Lord overpowers evil. Well, it depends. That really depends. I don't think there is a battle between the Lord and other gods, but that's just my personal opinion. Everybody has a right to believe their own thing. Well, Streak, that's your choice. Thank you for sharing, though. Lord of what? Technically, Jesus is a vegetable god. So, I mean, I kind of looked at him as a vegetable god. That reminds me, I need some more beef jerky. Anybody like beef jerky? Sorry, I'm just deleting some things that that I put up. So you guys, I'm still seeing your work, what you're chatting. So, oh Hector, the beef jerky in New York sucks, man. How come I can't delete this? Oh no, that's new. What am I doing? I can't imagine how it is in the in the Midwest. You know, that would probably be very tasty compared to here. Here, beef jerky, I can't get good beef jerky here. It just crap. Hold on, Patrick. I'm trying to read. I got to get this larger. I can't see what the heck's going on. Hold on. Let me try to. Okay, that's better. That's because of psychic energy when you contact negative psychic. Well, food is energy, that's for sure. I mean, without food, we wouldn't be moving, would we? Also, water. Water is very important, too. Without water, we would all be, what, dead? Okay. Sorry, guys, hold on. Also, I put up Windows 11. So, John, the book is in motion. Yeah, it's happening. I can't tell you guys when exactly it's going to be released, but it's in motion. Hold on, I gotta put this away. Okay. So, what is new with all you people? Welcome, Root Wish. Oh, Patrick, I could see that. When we deal with spirits, we do exchange energies all the time. Man, I gotta use OBS next time because this is a pain in the ass. The next will be about the next array. That's cool, Hellseer. Every time I think of Hellseer, I keep thinking of Hellraiser, Hellseeker. No, I mean I like Hellraiser. I like that movie a lot. I'm actually yesterday I watched Warlock again after so many years. So I will be releasing a review of that, like I said. I mean, it seems that the polls in the community page, everybody wanted for me to review Warlock, so I watched it yesterday. Didn't realize how creepy the movie is. Yeah, it's pretty creepy, having seen it for so long, but I enjoyed it. Um, I like the new Candyman. The new Candyman was good. I like Jordan Peele. I love it, Hellseer. I think it's awesome. I think it's really awesome. You know, I've noticed, and I'm curious about what you all think. I really don't like to get into things like this, but it seems that EO Koetting is no more on YouTube, is he? Yeah, that big mess. Wow. I just found out recently. I was like, what the heck? That's a big mess. A big one. Yeah, it's that. It's what are you gonna do? I mean, YouTube has specific guidelines, but I kind of don't deal with. Hey Nana, how you doing? He had nothing to do with it, Hector. But there's some videos that the thing is this: when you're, this is my personal opinion, and has nothing to do with quitting. But when you're in a public, because I really don't deal with those magicians from that thing. I don't really know much about him. I don't know anything about him as a person. But when you're reviewing videos, and I mean when you're releasing videos, you have a responsibility. You can't just say what you want to say, and you have to be very careful what you say in the public eye, like you're saying. Hey, Modius. Um, and he, in some videos, I feel that he should have been very careful on what he said because you're in the public eye, and these days anything could bite you in the butt. You have to take responsibility because there's a lot of people watching you, and you have to just take responsibility. You can't just say what you want. Um, because I feel as a person who is, you know, in the public eye, I have a responsibility. And he worded things that maybe he didn't meant to say, but there's some things he said that was so yeah. But I do disagree with him being removed, Hector. Also, I think people should have freedom in what they do and what they say. Um, so I disagree about that, but I also feel that he could have been a little bit more responsible. Um, just been more responsible in what he said. But yeah, I don't. Is there a movie you like? Well, I like the movie. I like the occult in a positive way. Wow, is that even going to be fun to watch? Because I enjoy watching horror movies with the occult that make it all evil and dark. I think it's hilarious. Um, What was that song? What was that? A Beautiful Song? Oh my God, what's that occult movie? From the Abramelin work. Because I actually forgot. A Dark Song. That's it. A Dark Song, I would say, is a good movie when it comes to that. I have questions what Lilith looked like. Well, Patrick, it depends. I mean, everybody looks at Lilith like it's a naked woman with red hair. I've seen her very similar. I've seen her in two different forms. I've seen her in an older form and a younger form. Some people seen her in a spider form. I have never seen this. I have never seen her in an angry or aggressive form toward me. I knew another magician that I didn't really know really well that said Lilith ruined his whole life. Scared him to death. I really do think spirits can like the magician or not like the magician. Like we as people, we either like the person or we don't like the person. And that could be that our energy is not mixing. Could be many things. But you take it as is. I have never worked with Dentalion. I could believe he's a gentleman. He sounds like a gentleman. Usually, if I work with a spirit, I usually try to get to know them. I mean, I really enjoyed working with Lucifuge Profocale, as a matter of fact. Lucifuge Profocale. Why do I say Lucifuge? But anyway, Lucifuge. Lucifuge makes me think of Lucifudge. But anyway, Lucifuge. And he was very enjoyable. Oh yeah. Root Witch, absolutely. I could see heat, hot. I mean, Lilith is a very sensual being to me. Now, for some people, Lilith comes out very sexual. For me, it's very sensual. It's never been really sexual. With Lamastu, on the other hand, I felt that she was like very animalistic in the way she portrayed herself. Very animalistic. So I'm still doing the review of Warlock. I would like to ask also, is there a point in me reviewing occult video games, or do you guys feel that not necessary? Remember in the last stream that I want to expand Spektorbaal. I'm also working on a new song uh, coming soon, so be aware of that. Thankfully, I'm very happy with this song. It's very gothic. That's beautiful, Halcyon. That's I like that elegant, noble woman-like appearance. I don't know, Hector. I'm wondering how to grow the channel. The thing is this, I don't want to be stuck down. This is an occult channel, but it's also like an art channel, music, occult, anything that has to do with occult and horror, because that is what I feel, is interesting. Do you have any cats? Yeah, Elbegger, I have a cat. Fortunately, my cat right now is with my friend because I just moved into this apartment and I wasn't able to take the cat, but eventually I will take Heidi back. And yes, I have cats and I love cats very much. Cats are awesome. Very selfish, only want to eat, take all of your stuff, sit on your stuff, don't let you sleep. I love them. But that's why I love them. They're very independent. Exactly. Humans serve me. We're its servants. We have a cat. We're the servant. There's no way around this. And I think that's really cool. When it comes to, anyway, any of you install Windows 11 yet? I'm curious because I installed it and so far everything's working really, really, really well. Unless you guys are on a Mac. Sorry, my eye's itching for some reason. Yeah, I'm familiar with Olivia from Magic the Gathering. That's exactly how I see her. That's really cool. That's a beautiful appearance of Lilith. It's funny. Some people see Lilith very like this monster or this sex beast, you know, that is like some nymphomaniac. And I'm like, well, I never see Lilith like this. But it makes me also wonder about, you know, the person that's calling the spirit. I never tried the Blair Witch Project, the game. I actually, be honest with you, I actually like the Blair Witch 2 movie than the Blair Witch movie because it had some goth elements in it. Because the Blair Witch music movie was like the whole camera shaking. Oh, oh, the Blair Witch. Wait, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. I have a headache looking at this camera. You know, everything's going. Do you know what I mean? So, but I've never reviewed movies, and I'm trying to figure out how is the best way to review it. Well, that's the same thing, Hector. It's the same. It's very different with me with that. I don't know. Look, I've been playing. I played some EverQuest. This is old. I like playing Elder Scrolls Online. That's a lot of fun. Um, Actually, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out some other video games. I mean, I have some VR games that would have to do with occult, like, but I don't want to run into the wall. Jen, yeah, I've worked with Pazuzu constantly. I mean, especially now. I mean, come on, Pazuzu is the plague giver and the plague taker. And what's going on right now? We're in a plague. Well, actually, maybe it's a little bit better, but still, we're in a plague. And since we are in a plague, I'm working with Pazuzu. I don't know about Star Wars. I'm not, you know, guys, I'm not, I mean, kill me or crucify me, but I've never been really a big Star Wars fan. The only Star Wars movie I like is actually Empire Strikes Back because it's very dramatic and King Pazuzu is amazing. No, yeah, occult video games portrayed the occult better. But come on, you have to say that seeing especially old 80s occult movies are hilarious, you know. You got the devil coming out, there's no gray area, it's evil versus good. I mean, it's hilarious. Yeah, Hellseer, you know what? She's showing you the way she's showing you. I could never imagine Lilith coming to me and jumping on me going ape on me. You don't have this nymphomaniac come into the room. Well, Jen, the best advice I could give for offerings is ask him. Ask Pazuzu. Don't all these things I see online. It's like, oh, they want this or they want that. Why don't just the magician ask the spirit and wait for a thought to come into the mind? Because imagine this: we're hanging out, right? And then your friend over here says, "What do you?" Your another friend's asking this friend what you like, and he tells the wrong thing. You're like, "Hey, man, I don't like that. I like this." So that's how I look at it. I'm very practical on that. Well, historically, if I don't know something, I will tell you I don't know something. And historically, I've never really looked into that. But I will be doing a video on Pazuzu eventually. A gut feeling is good. Well, he is a wind demon. He is air. So technically, his color should technically be yellow since he's air. Actually, most demons are wind too. I noticed that a lot of them are wind. But when I talk about magic or if I talk about, I have to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. I know there are those that, oh, what the hell is going on in the Ukraine? That's a big mess. It's funny because I have relatives in the Ukraine, and I actually called one of them and asked, and they're like, they're thinking America is overblowing everything. So I really don't know if Russia is going to take over the Ukraine. Which is, it's tricky because one party's saying this, Americans saying, oh, there's going to be a war. And then they're letting all the Americans, oh, you guys got to get out of there because if we try to pull you out, we're going to have there's going to be a war. No, that's beautiful, Hellseer. It's kind of hilarious with Lilith and Yahweh, because there's also another story that, and this is my mentor told me, but I did not do enough research about it, is that in the first part of the Torah, the Bible, I usually call the Torah, the Tanakh, is that Baal Hadad was actually the god. And then somewhere in Kings, there was a tribe, two tribes, Yahweh versus Baal. So it kind of made sense, but I have not done enough research. But I feel that there's kind of two gods in the Bible. But it's, this is all in theory. We really truly don't know. There's a lot. We could be reading one thing, and in about 10 years, they just found out something very new, about that has to do with the Bible or history when it comes to spirits, God, and things like that. I try not to put any hate toward anything because I try to look at it in a very scientific way. I know a lot of magicians also because of the upbringing. I can understand, were Christians and turned away and started, this and that. But I try to keep an open mind to everything. I try to. Yeah, that would be a good book for me to find too. I don't have not had one yet. And I do feel that Baal Hadad, since he was a thunder god, makes a lot of sense that if you bow to any other gods, I will strike you down. Now, then when you watch, later parts of the Bible, Yahweh, it's like, oh, I love you all now. So what happened to the Old Testament? So that's it. I really don't really look too much into the New Testament because it's too Christian for me. Nothing that I have anything against it, but I try to, because there's so much. Yeah, that's the thing. They were exiled by the Canaanites, and I look toward the Canaanites because before the idea of the monotheist, the one God, um, Jews believed in many gods, and I feel that is closer to what was. Um, And I do enjoy. I like Mott from the Cainites. He's kind of freaky though. Like I've talked to him twice, and it's really very heavy. Like I'm talking about him now, and I feel my stomach going like this. He's a very, ooh, Mott is a very dark, dark god. Wow. And okay, hold on a minute. No, I'm sorry. I just got into a trance because I started thinking about Mott, and then all of a sudden I started feeling this uneasy feeling this in my stomach. I'm very sensitive, and it just feels like I could hear him. And yeah, you have to be careful with that, guys, when you talk about spirits, because that can happen. You could talk about a spirit, and all of a sudden, if he wants to speak to you or she, hey, I'm like, wait a minute, but I'm just speaking about you. I'm not talking to you at the moment. Sometimes you have to ask them, could you please leave because I'll talk to you later. You have to put your foot down. Oh, Hector, for sure. It's a whole big mix-up. We truly, really, really don't know. And we don't even know how many pages and how many things are missing. I mean, in 10 years, they could find some new work, that said this is really how it is. So, we're going by what we have. Plus, I'm not an archaeologist, so. Oh, I argued with some Jews. Not argued, but I tried to discuss. I said, you guys were, roommates technically with the Canaanites and believed in many gods. And they're like, no, we only believed always in one God. Well, okay, if you're in denial, I'm sorry, you're in denial. Hellseer, I could totally see when women get abused, Lilith tries to protect. I'm always interested, Root Witch, with more Babylonian Canaanites. I used to be more people are stubborn. And you know what? I have to say that sometimes I'm stubborn. Look, you have to admit, as humans, we are stubborn in certain things. We tend to when we believe in something, we tend to grab onto it like if it's life or death. And then if something screws our beliefs, we go into this defensive mode, and it made me wonder, is that some sort of an attachment to feeling some sort of what is this word, safeness or protectiveness? Excuse me. I've worked with Saturn when I was doing some Solomonic Pentacles. When I did the Solomonic Pentacles, I did use the Psalms of the Torah to consecrate them. And 3 heads popped out, like in the middle of the room. 3 old men, really old men, and really heavy energy. Like I felt like I was being pulled to the floor. So yeah, I've experienced Saturn work. Now, I do feel it's enjoyable. It's good to be balancing both. I've noticed that if you go one side too much to, I don't want to say the dark, but to the tree of knowledge, you feel a very heavy, heavy, heavy weight on you. You go too much to the tree of life, you feel like a vegetable. You become the I am, and then you just sit there and have no thoughts whatsoever. So finding a perfect balance between both is how I feel is the best way to approach it, since we as being humans, we have both of that in us. Lucia, I feel you are right with that because I did watch a documentary at one point when the Solomonic Temple was being destroyed and they needed to unite all the people. Of course, this is what this documentary said. And because of this, Yahweh was created as one God by combining all the Canaanite gods into one God and giving him all the strength. John, I don't know too much of the Dead Sea Scrolls. I will tell you that. I don't know too much about it. So I can't really give you an opinion about that. I am so sorry, Halcyon. I have people who dealt with domestic violence. That's so terrible. People are messed up. People are really, really messed up. Yep, Saturn can knock you on your butt for sure. Which documentary? Honestly, I don't remember. I watched it on YouTube. It was a long time ago. If I remember, I'll let you guys. I'll write it in the community page. But it was interesting. Oh, that's cool, Root Witch. No, working with Saturn is some heavy stuff. It is, and I've worked with Mercury, with the Pentacles. I've not worked with angels in a while. I am probably going to work with some and then, share my experiences with that because the channel is occult. So it is everything. Occult just means hidden. Now, well, yeah, a lot of Saturn work has to do with health. I mean, wealth. What the hell did I say? Health. I'm sorry. I thought I said it. I thought I saw what's it called? Dope sick. Hmm. I've not watched that documentary. I mean, I watched some documentaries about drugs, but um, it's hilarious with it, with wealth. It's like you need health to have wealth, but if you don't have any wealth, you won't have any health. So it's kind of like because you need, money to buy food and survive. Well, health is important, but you also need to make sure that you have money to actually get some health. People forget that. Unfortunately, that's the way the world works. I didn't make the rules. Well, both is good. It always makes me wonder though, about that, about all these sayings. I could see that health here, yeah, abundance of something. So, what are all you guys up to? I don't know. When I think abundance, Jen, I think money. I think of it all. I don't just think about just abundance. I think about it as a whole. Root witch, I've been practicing many, 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 many years, and it doesn't really matter how much you practice. It changes. You believe in certain things at one point, your magic gets stronger, but then you believe certain things at another point, then life happens, and then your magic goes like this, and then you have to kind of balance both. You can't pick one over the other. It's a balancing act, I feel. Integrating one with another is, I think, is the best way to do it. Ghoulies. Oh my God, the toilet monsters. I remember that. I remember being in the video store thinking, what the F is this? So, yeah, it has to be about balance. That's what's important. There is no specific level. I always hear that you starting out, you're learning, and then it progresses on its own, like credit history. If you just deal with it, your credit goes up. That's kind of what it is. Yeah, toilet monsters. That's how I look at it. I liked Critters too. I mean, honestly, guys, I'm a big Friday the 13th fan. I like Jason. I like slashers. Well, Modius, there's a book by Thomas Carlson called Goetia. I just look up Thomas Carlson. I think it's called Goetian Cliponic Magic. I do suggest that, but it's very left-hand path. It's not left-hand path, really. It's Draconian Current, which has to do with the Tree of Knowledge. It's a very good book. It's one of my favorites when it comes to that. I do like Donald Craig's Modern Magic because that's just a workbook on practice. There's a lot of books that I read and some that I didn't read because it got too boring. The thing with magic books that I want it to be a lot of practice in it. When there's a lot of theory in it, I actually start falling asleep because I want to do the magic. That's why when I do magic and the methods I use are very straight to the point. I don't want to theorize about. I want to have experiences that I experience that are experiences that are personal to me in my growth to enlightenment of some sort. So that's what I think. Well, anyway, that's what I think. The Toilet Monsters, a band called the Toilet Monsters. Hecate or Hecate, depends who you ask, is amazing. I remember working with her, and I remember when I first worked there with her, she scared the crap out of me. Only because that index, very strong energy, very magical moon energy. That's awesome, Joe. I like Star Trek. Wait, which Star Trek? The original Star Trek or the New Generation or some other one? Well, the thing is this: there's a book of the Goetia called The Goetia of Dr. Root. I have it. I haven't read it really. I bought it. I know it has a balance between the angels and the demons. The thing is that there's two ways of doing the Goetia, and I've seen a lot of people use the right hand pathway when you're calling angels and when you're calling spirit. But I've done both, and I've learned that it really doesn't matter. I've also, some comments that I posted in some of my videos, that's disrespectful. This is disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Look, it depends your intentions and what you're doing with the magic. It depends how you're approaching the magic. I feel that I like to work with demonolatry more only because I kind of get straight to the point and don't have to do this elaborate stuff unless I'm in the mood. If I'm in the mood to do the whole ritual, I will put down the circle and then I would call the spirit and I would be in the circle. But usually I only call the circle only when I don't know the spirit. If I already know the spirit after a while, I don't worry about a circle too much anymore. No, that's not Skinner. I don't think that's. Wait a minute. Let me look. It's right over here. Yep, it's Steven Skinner. Sorry, my mistake. I've not watched Star Trek Voyager. I have not watched that. I remember the generation and I remember the original Star Trek. I mean, I enjoy Star Trek, but I didn't really get too much into it. I'll tell you what I got into. Tales of the Dark Side. That's what I got into. That opening of Tales of the Dark Side still creeps you out. You know, you went into this dimension. And that voice. No, demonolatry is a little bit more straightforward, and I do like that. I'm not a big fan of blood magic because I see no point in it. No, the Unreal is crazy. It's scary and it's simple. You even watch it and you're like, whoa, you know? So they did an amazing job. I forgot who spoke in the intro. It's actually a famous person who spoke that intro, and I don't remember. I mean, I also used to watch a show called Monsters. I mean, there was also amazing stories, but I wasn't really into that too much. I liked Monsters, which was at 12 o'clock. I don't know if any of you remember Freddy's Nightmares. That was just weird because I was expecting Freddy Krueger to pop out in this series, and all I saw is some sort of, horror story. Yeah, I know, but it's just the mood that they put it in. Yeah, Jim, the thing is with blood magic why is there a point with blood magic? There was one time that I wanted to consecrate a sigil for Lilith. And then Lilith asked me, why are you doing this? There's absolutely no point in doing this. I'm like, okay. So, you know. No, thank you so much, Spedlock. I hope you're having a great evening yourself. And welcome. I don't know if you were already here or you just popped in. So if you just popped in, welcome. Anyway, I want to hear all your ideas of where you think the channel should go to grow more. And I'm curious. Like, think the occult, but also think of outside movies, games, things to make it more of a cohesive thing. I keep thinking of that. I mean, it takes time to implement. Well, yeah, they might go crazy for blood, but listen, magic should evolve. We're not living in ancient times where we have to do some sort of sacrifice. Sacrifice does not mean some sort of blood sacrifice. Sacrificing means you get a flower, some incense, maybe other things. It has nothing to do with blood anymore. I mean, this is, we're in the modern age right now. Hector, that's a great idea. Thank you. I didn't even think about that. Wait, what the heck is creepy pastas or pastas? Oh, fake lore. Okay, got it. You mean bullcrap. Live instructional rituals, I was thinking about doing that, but I think I'm able to do memberships eventually on this channel. So if that will happen, that probably will be in the membership section. Good night, Spedlock. I really, really appreciate you popping in. Well, Hector, I do believe in ghosts because I've seen them. And I've seen them walk around, and it feels like I see images of energies walking around in old attire, old clothes. I do think that when somebody passes on, I think something splits. Something is left behind, like some sort of residue or memory, and then whatever is needs to move on, to reincarnate, and I do believe in reincarnation, moves on. Yeah, there is a Nightmare on Elm Street TV series. You could look it up on YouTube. It was just weird. It used to be a creepy feeling, but I got used to seeing it, and then since I already didn't really pay attention much, then it just disappeared. Oh, Julian, thank you so much for joining my channel. I really, really appreciate it, and it means a lot to me, and thank you so much. And thank you for your comment. Lucha, I could see the blood offering does strengthen, but I've never had a spirit ask me for a blood offering. I've never had that. It always had to do with the magician offering it. I've never had a spirit say, "Hey, you know what? If you want me to do this, let me do this for me." I've never had that happen. And I think if a person I feel that something is not quite there, or nothing, that the magician's probably doing something wrong if the spirit's actually asking him to go do some sort of to harm anyone or anything. So that's why I think there's something something not right there. A spirit should not ask, just to let everybody know, a spirit should never ask to harm anyone, yourself, or anything in that matter, if you're asking the spirit to do some sort of favor. Well, sorry, the best way to do a canine, I have a video on how to do that. I mean, with the third eye, but I will explain a little bit more in a minute. I just got to find the video and paste it. That explains how to open the third eye. I just have to find the freaking thing. There we go. I think this is it. RH negative blood. Honestly, could you please be more specific? Because I really have no idea what you're talking about. I really don't know everything in the occult. I'll have to say that there's so much to learn that's crazy. And I also feel that a lot of people overcomplicate the occult. Think about this, everyone. Before occult books, before shamans just contacted the spirits straight on. There was no occult books. There was none of this. They just contacted us straight on. And I'm just saying that I think simplicity is best. But if there's something I do know, I will share with it. Have you ever tried doing any live evocations before? Well, I did necromancy. I mean, I don't know, Lucha, if you saw my Aleister Crowley video, but there's a video where I contact Aleister Crowley using necromancy. And it's very hard to do the ritual and be on camera because your brain's in two units at once, over here and then over there, So, yeah, the thing with this is that if I'm showing you guys how to do a ritual, it's one thing. But if you're seeing me do a ritual, I'm getting all the energy and feeling the effects on my body and my head. All you guys are doing is just some guys yapping. You know what I mean? I mean, it kind of, to be honest with you, to me, it kind of looked, from the outside, it kind of looks silly. From the inside, when you're experiencing, it's very different. It's that's one thing what Crowley did really well was it's an art form. Magic is dramatic arts, you know. No, Anton, you know what? He was good in his time. I'm not a Leviast, but one of his Levian, I don't know what they call it now. I've read the Church of Satan book. I know a lot of it was Crawley. I know witchcraft is taken a lot from Gardner, and Gardner took a lot from Crawley. From what I've read, Anton was interesting. He was a showman, and he was he was also a lion tamer, but he was really good in what he did. I mean, he had his beliefs, and in the 60s, I can't imagine how interesting that was to many people. I think it was 66, the only black house in San Francisco. um, I find Anton interesting, especially his old documentaries. I think he died in 98 though. Sorry, another thing about with opening the third eye, I suggest getting a kyanite, a stone. I put it in the text. Look for kyanite. Put it on your third eye over here, and then just relax and don't expect anything. Just be. It's hard. It's harder than said. It's harder to do it than just say it. But the best way to do it is just on repeat, and eventually you'll start to feel energy moving around in that area. I mean, I know I did. And before that, it was just pure blackness, darkness and blackness. So yeah. Something got through your circle. Interesting. What got through your circle, Julian? You miss thunderstorms. I'd rather sit in the house if there's a thunderstorm. Julian, the thing with circles, it has to do with trying to keep the circle not that nobody gets in. And it has to do with just thought. You know, you could use a physical circle. I'll probably make a video about that. Or I usually use a mental circle. I really don't do anything physical. I used to do physical circles, but there's no point because my imagery became pretty strong, so I was able to hold the image in my mind while speaking the spirit. I still have to figure out. So my channel, they allowed me soon to do memberships every month, and I'm going to do that. I just have to figure to support the channel. The only thing I'm trying to figure out is that it says load up your own emojis. So I have to create my own emojis. Hopefully they'll be occult emojis. So I have to figure out how to do that. Julian, the thing is this. This is why it's important. If you're meditating and doing a ritual with Lucifer and the sun and the energy suddenly went very bad, you always want to finish the ritual. Do not run away with it. Do not say, I can't do this anymore. I got to stop, because I've had that and it could end bad. You want to close everything and you need to take deep breaths. If something happens and you feel that you lost some sort of control, you sit there and you go, okay, relax. I'm fine. I'm fine. And then do it. And I'm giving you from my own experience. Okay. Now, that's why I usually say it's good to have a familiar before contacting a spirit you never contacted. If it's your first time contacting Lucifer, it's good to have. It doesn't matter if it's an angel. It doesn't matter if it's a demon. I mean, it might matter if you'd like call some sort. A spirit animal, something that will help ground you in doing it. Okay, and it becomes very scary. Sometimes I dealt with the goetia in the beginning, and I didn't know the spirit too much. And the spirit, I'll give you a good example, Asmodeus. Asmodeus appeared to me as a female, and she was green. It was like a lot of smoke, smoke everywhere. And when this happened, the smoke kept coming closer to me, and I felt like I was losing control because I saw snakes in the smoke. Now, understand that I'm not seeing this physical. I'm seeing this in my head, but it's so extremely vivid that I could feel the shadows of the images from my head in front of my eyes. You understand? So I had to ground myself, take a couple of deep breaths, and speak to the spirit. Please, can you back down? It's very hard for me to concentrate. I am not trying to attack you. Can you please respect my space? And then everything calmed down. Oh, Hector, that's for sure. Every spirit is very different how they appear, and it depends who you're working with. Lucifer, for instance, for me, is an angel. Yes, it looks like an angel. Lucifer's holding a staff with the hexagram on it. And bright, very bright, has angelic wings. For me, he appears like this. Now, have I ever tried to go contact Satan? I don't see a reason to do that whatsoever. I don't feel any connection, so I don't do that. Just not. Do I want to just go see this version of what people are afraid of? But really, I don't think the Bible ever even said there is a Satan. There's a Satans, which just means adversaries. But so, Julian, just take that advice because it helped me, and hopefully it'll help you not lose control. Because it's not good to, listen, there were times that I did some magic and something just went a little iffy. And it could be different things. But most of the time, it's the fault of the magician. It's not the fault of the spirit. It's the fault of the magician. Spirit didn't do anything. You got, the thing is this. We project certain things in the astral world. We project a thing called dark matter. Okay, dark matter is an energy that lives in the Cliponic tree and it lives in the astral world. Well, now, dark matter is some sort of residue or energy. And we have to learn how to keep it, I don't want to say keep it away, but keep it pretty far from us because this dark energy can create thought forms or illusion or things that are not really the true spirit in its true form. Satan could be Lucifer's darker side. I never thought of it that way. I thought that Satan is some sort of egregore or thought form that bathes itself in dark matter. Now, when I mean dark matter, the best way I could explain this, and a lot of magicians don't even talk about this because I've not seen anywhere this is spoken of, but I've experienced it. You got two tribes, okay? And these two tribes have two gods. You got this tribe, and then you have this one. This tribe goes to war with this one, wins, okay? Now, these guys is like, my God is better. Because of my God, I overcame this tribe. But now, since this is the God that won, an egregore is formed because the consciousness of all these people of how this God actually is now. And a new version of this God is formed in this so-called dark matter. Okay, and it is an egregore or thought form of the real energy, which is, this is not really the true energy, but another version of it. It's really tough to explain. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense. So if something goes off, it's specifically usually the magician's fault, because either fear got involved and created some sort of egregore, and then, it starts messing up everything. I don't know much about the dragon's eye. I mean, I'm guessing anything that has to do with the eye comes with this, but I've not known anything that has to do with the dragon's eye. Maybe it has to do with the Kundalini. Now, see, Julian, there you made a good point. You said it didn't feel like Lucifer's energy. Then it had to be a version of thought form of dark matter. That's what it was, probably. That's the thing where you have to be careful. That's why sometimes when you're contacting a spirit, it's better to find a spirit you're familiar with. So then when you go see a new spirit that you never contacted, the energy is there. You're not feeling some weird energy saying this thought form came down and said, I am Lucifer. It isn't Lucifer. And this is where it's dangerous. This is where magic becomes super freaking dangerous for your mind. Is when you're dealing with the thought form, you're not dealing with the true energy, and then everything goes to hell. Technically everything just goes to hell. Hector, that's a good idea. Maybe my next video should be the doctor's place. Well, I've been freaking building stuff in Unreal Engine. Maybe I could build a doctor's freaking office. Shay, I never actually thought about that. That's interesting. A magic trick that has gone wrong. Well, in Donald Craig's Modern Magic, they said that the Tree of Knowledge, or the Clip-Off, was created before the Tree of Life because supposedly God made a mistake. He messed up. And shit didn't go right. Monsters in an Office. Yeah, doesn't that remind me of that old movie, Dr. Giggles? I couldn't watch that. Well, look, when it comes to magic, everyone, it's trial and error. There is no, when people say to you, Don't do it this way because this might happen to you. It's always trial and error because everybody's going to have a different experience in magic. Hector, I never really thought. Usually I like to hear drums for it to put me in a trance. Sometimes I enjoyed listening to Hindu music, you know, for Kali and things like that, chants. That's a good thing. I will make more videos about the dangers of magic because magic can make you go cuckoo if you know sometimes, and that's okay. Hillbilly, that makes a lot of self, a lot of sense. Hillbilly Dan. Yeah, humans are all about chaos. That's for sure. I have not experienced that, so it's very hard to share that with you, Hillbilly Dan. Hector, that's true. I do feel that it's better to start doing magic when you're over 18. You know, what I thought in my 30s, now 20, everything changes. What I thought in my teens, forget that. Draconian magic's just a version of it's just a current. It's just a current. There's a thelemic, you know, the thelemic current. Um, a lot has to do when it comes to draconian magic. It's just a current that it's more left-hand path from what I understand. Um, and it also, I don't know, it does sound cool, but it also has to do with, you know, there's Tiamat is a dragon. Leviathan technically is a sea serpent dragon. So, Hillbilly, it's great. 30 plus is a great age to start. Usually in Kabbalah, in Jewish Kabbalah, you can't start any type of Kabbalah until you're 40 and over. 45 and over, actually. Can't do that. They don't allow it. I don't like that they only allow that they used to say, well, only men could do this. I think that's crap. That's some BS. But yeah, Draconians, they have some information. Um, I do a lot of my own magic. I know, what's it called? Oh my God, my brain just went dead. Hold on, I'm sorry. My brain just went dead. Sorry, if it comes back, I'll let you know. My brain just went dead on that. I guess when it goes dead, you know how that is, right? It goes dead and your brain just goes, yeah, I was about to say something, but I guess, no. I mean, everybody, I am honest with you. If I don't know something, I'll say I don't know it. I won't act like the big kahuna magician and I know everything and I know, no. This is an individual path. Everybody, some people know some things better than others, and everybody could learn from that. Good night, Julian. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Means a lot, and I'm happy to see you in this chat. Good night and get some good sleep. Dragons are awesome, Root Witch. Dragons are cool. But I'm a snake guy. I like snakes and goats. Give me a goat. I love goats. Goats are cute, you know. Shay, that's cool. I look at it this way. If I live to this age, I'm like, I'm glad I'm alive. People are asking me, how do you feel today? I said, I'm okay, I'm alive. What does that mean? What do you mean you're alive? I said, well, I live to this age. Not everybody is fortunate enough to live to a certain age. So I'm happy I live to this. Fortunately, the human body falls apart, everything falls apart, and we all die. But, that's life, right? Or Gothic thinking, for instance, anyway. No, Hillbilly Dan, thank you so much. And I really enjoyed being on Hold Space for My Tribe. Everybody, check out Hold Space for My Tribe. I think it's a great Twitch channel. I was humbled enough that they invited me to be on an interview there. I really enjoyed it. I think it's really cool and funny. Hilby, I love you guys too. I think it's really awesome. That means a lot. That's really cool. I just feel that a lot of magicians, I'm not going to say who, but many, a lot of them feel the thing is this: when you're learning magic, what tends to happen is our ego grows bigger and bigger and bigger. Take care, Hillbilly Dan. Rest well, sleep well. Thank you. So anyway, our ego gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we assume we know everything. No, nobody can know everything. It's not possible. A powerful place for a ritual. Wow, that's cool. The thing is this, places to go in the ritual. I mean, you could astrally try to go to a place for a ritual, but I could see doing it in specific places where energy is actually built. Anyway, everybody, I'm going to head out. So I thank everybody who came for the hour, 17 minutes. I will be streaming soon again. I also have to finish some other videos that I'm working on for YouTube. And plus, I'm working on a new song. So stay tuned for the new song that I'm working on. I will put it up for sale and also streaming if you guys are interested. Of course, it's Gothic music, so you probably will like it. um, anyway, thank you, everyone. I'm going to head out. Yeah, beer sounds good, actually. I'm just a little tired, so. How do you deal with loneliness? Well, there's very different ways. Before I let you go, loneliness, it's not easy to deal with because we as human beings, we want some sort of compassion. We want some sort of to be held. I mean, it's in nature. Meditation does help with loneliness. Um, when I actually deal with specific spirits, it does also help with loneliness because I'm having a conversation with them. But I hope this somewhat helps. Thank you, Lana, Lena, Rose. Thank you, Lucha, Sandra, Hector, Hillbilly, and A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.